Hi, welcome back. I'm Kendra Kitchen. I am a board certified behavior analyst. I'm so happy to have you here. I have been working with children with autism and their families for the past 19 years. I'm really excited to be able to teach you more about the functions of problem behavior. We are right in the middle of that series. If you have been following us, then you'll know already that a function of a behavior means why the behavior is happening. It's really important that we're able to determine the why before we know the best way to respond to our child's problem behavior. Just a brief overview, the four basic functions of behavior are self-stimulatory, escape, attention, and tangible. Just to help you remember, we use the acronym SEAT, S-E-A-T. We have already done a video on the self-stimulatory behaviors, so if you did not catch that, feel free to go back and look at our blog on how to respond to self-stimulatory behaviors. Today, we're going to talk about how do you respond to escape-maintain behaviors. An escape behavior happens whenever a child wants to, guess what? Escape from something. That's right. They want to get out of something. Think about when you're invited to an event that you really don't want to go to, or that sort of annoying coworker asks to go to happy hour after work with you. We all become very good at making up excuses to get out of things. So just keep in mind, all of us engage in escape-maintain behaviors sometimes.
Anything I wasn't doing,
Do not walk away from me. Do not. You are not. You're doing it. Nick.
Yeah, no.
You did it. Panic moonwalked away from me.
He what?
He does that sometimes. Man, terrorism. And then...
Nick, what are you doing? Nick, what are you doing? Stop moonwalking, man.
Although your children may not moonwalk out of an uncomfortable situation, they probably engage in another type of escape-maintain behavior. This might be something simple like eye rolling or sighing, but it could be something a little bit more severe like biting or hitting. So if there is an escape-maintain behavior that we really need to intervene in, we always want to have two goals. The first goal is going to be to de-escalate that situation. We want to make sure we are maintaining calm, that we are helping them calm down. Remember that they are upset, and if we become upset, everybody's going to be more upset, right? So the goal would be to keep them calm. The second goal is to not reinforce the behavior. We don't want them to learn that the way that they get out of things is by hitting or biting or screaming. So we want them to learn that if we ask them to do something, then we need them to do it. The way that we reinforce escape-maintain behaviors is by letting the child get out of whatever they were supposed to do. So in this situation, because we don't want to reinforce it, we want to make sure they end up having to do the thing we have asked them to do. So when a child is engaging in a behavior for any reason, the first thing we want to do is make sure that they are safe. So if there are unsafe things around, dangerous objects that they could hurt themselves on or throw, just remove those. Make sure you are exuding a sense of calm to the situation. When a child engages in a behavior in order to escape from something, the first thing we're going to do is called follow through. So that is basically just reminding them what they're supposed to be doing. We're going to remind them every 10 seconds, approximately. You can do more or less, but we prefer every 10 seconds. You want to make sure you are using a calm, neutral voice, so we're not yelling, but we're also not trying to bribe them, right? Hey, come on, let's do this, and then we can go eat some candy. We're just going to be really neutral. And we want to exude some calm. So I often use a really quiet voice because that tends to naturally de-escalate. We never want to grab them or force them to do something. So we're not going to yank their arm and make them pick something up. We always want to respect the fact that they are individuals and that they deserve to have their bodies respected as well. So we're not going to grab them and force them into anything. We also want to accept any approximation. So what that means is if we have asked them to throw their clothes in the hamper, for example, and they pick it up and drop it right next to the hamper, at this moment, I'm probably going to accept that. Thank you so much for trying. Let's go. We're going to move on with our day. This is not the time to be perfectionistic. It doesn't mean they don't know how to throw their clothes in the hamper. It simply means we're having a behavioral challenge right now. And if we just kind of accept an attempt, then we can usually move on. If you notice that as you're repeating the demand or reminding them of what they're supposed to be doing, the child is becoming more upset, then that tells us we might need to step back a little bit. So you have a couple of options here. You can gesture or point to what they're supposed to be doing. So for example, if they're supposed to throw their clothes in the hamper, I can point to their clothes, but not say anything. That can kind of help give them time to de-escalate a little bit. I can also just wait for a few minutes and maybe just let them calm down first. And then when they're calm, we can go back to, all right, thank you so much. Let's throw these away in the hamper. Okay, so those are a couple of alternatives if you need them. All right, so now I'm going to show you an example of what this might look like. Hey, bud. It's time to get ready for bed. We got to go potty first, okay?
No, I don't want to go potty. No, I don't want to go to bed. No.
I'm sorry.
I don't want to. I don't have to do anything. No.
All right, let's go to the bathroom.
No. I don't want to. I don't want to. No.
All right, come on,
No.
let's go to the bathroom.
No.
This way.
No. Fine.
There we go. We're gonna roll there. Yes, that's a great idea. Let's roll to the bathroom. Good job. All right, so the key to all of these strategies and alternatives that I've shown you and talked to you about is that ultimately the child does need to do the thing that we've asked them to do. Now be fair, make sure this is something they know how to do. It would be very unfair if they don't know how to do this. And make sure that we're giving some grace. We're not expecting perfection, but we're not gonna let them go and do all these fun things that they want to do until they've completed the thing that we have asked them to do. And what we're doing is teaching them that even if you cry or scream or run away, you're still gonna have to do this thing that I've asked you to do. Right? And at the same time, we can be teaching them other strategies. We want them to have appropriate ways to escape, right? We all have appropriate ways to get out of situations. So we do want to be teaching them more appropriate ways, but those are things we can do at a different time. If the behavior has already happened, then we can go ahead and follow through very gently. And then we can kind of reward them with a high five or a hug when they have done the thing that we've asked them to do. Thank you so much for joining us today. Join us next time when we will talk about attention-seeking behaviors.